Hey best friends of mine, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you guys are doing well. I finally got my hands on the new Invictus Aqua 2024. And it was actually kind of a pain. I bought it off eBay because it's basically right now being sold in airports. That's why here it says travel retail exclusive. And if you go on to Rabanne's website, it will tell you that as of right now, that's mainly where you can pick it up from, airports or eBay. But yeah, finally went ahead and got my hands on this one, and I gotta say guys, is it just me or does 2024 feel like the year of fragrance brands taking releases and re-releasing them as a 2024 iteration, or reworking existing fragrances and just slapping 2024 on the end of the existing name? I just feel like that's happened a lot more this year than maybe any other year that I can think of. By the end of the year, there's gonna be like 10 different fragrances that are fragrance name 2024, is all I'm saying. And yes, this is one of them, Invictus Aqua 2024, as I said. And if you're unfamiliar with Invictus Aqua, I'll catch you up to speed really quickly. The original Invictus Aqua, this one right here, was released in 2016. Mine is a tester bottle. That's why it says Aqua right here at the top. So if you got a tester of this one back in the day, this is how it would look. And if you didn't get a tester, it would not say Aqua right there. I'm assuming that was just so people could see it on the counter at Macy's or wherever and immediately be like, oh, there's the Aqua one, it says Aqua on it. So this one came out 2016, as I said. It was a bit of a hit, at least within the fragrance community. People loved it. Really wearable, easygoing, a compliment puller, a nice twist, a nice change on the original Invictus DNA. And actually there were other fragrances from other brands that came out that smelled similar to this one. And anytime that happens, you know you've got a bit of a hit. Because if other brands are like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good, we'll just copy that exactly, then you must be doing something right. Legend Spirit, probably the most well-known, that one from Mont Blanc. But unfortunately, this was discontinued about as quickly as it came out. And because it was pretty popular, people were clamoring to scoop up bottles, the price skyrocketed, and it became difficult to find. But then Paco Rabanne decided, hey, let's re-release it. And so they came out with this, Invictus Aqua 2018. Yeah. So that means now there are 3 distinct versions of Invictus Aqua. Can't wait for them to discontinue this one and then come out with Invictus Aqua 2026 in a couple years. But anyway, they came back out with this Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua 2018. You can obviously tell the difference in the bottle, so there's no way you could get these confused as to which is which. But it wasn't the exact same. They changed it from here to here. And a lot of people did not prefer the change. They actually liked the original more. There was an increase in the violet in 2018. It comes across a little bit sweeter, maybe a touch more powdery, not as zingy off the top. And then this one also became difficult to find. You seeing like just some repeating things here with these fragrances. Oh, and by the way, there will be a full bottle giveaway in this video, and it's completely my fault. I was tired, and I was like, let me go ahead and just buy the new Invictus Aqua, you know? I don't know how long it's gonna be until it finally pops up at discounters. I'll just bite the bullet, buy it on eBay. I bought a bottle of this, another bottle of this, because I wasn't paying much attention. Like I said, I was tired. So I'm gonna give that one away to one of you guys. It's a full bottle of Invictus Aqua 2018. I have opened it, but I haven't sprayed it because when it came in, I was like, wait a sec, is that? It is. So as I said, full bottle of a 2018 version. I'll give that away to one of you guys. We'll go over that later in the video. For now, let's get started by taking a look at the presentation of the new Invictus Aqua. Then we'll start breaking it down, how it smells similar, different, and all that stuff. So here we have the front of the box. You have the name of the fragrance, name of the house, size and concentration, eau de toilette 100 ml. As I said, travel retail exclusive as of right now, and it says that on the front of the box. You have the Rabanne logo up top, little bit of info on the back, and on the bottom, your badge code and barcode. My badge code 40851. And here we have the bottle in your typical Invictus trophy style. You have the name of the fragrance Invictus up the top. You also have the Rabanne logo on the atomizer button. On the bottom, you have your information etched into the glass. And you'll notice that this has a frosted bottle style, more in line with the original Invictus Aqua 2016. The coloration is a bit different between the original and this one as far as the fragrance itself goes, but a lot of that could be down to just the age of my Invictus Aqua 2016. Because this one is brand new. This one is almost a decade old. We're going on it. And then one other small change is on the back here. It says Rabanne, whereas previously it said Paco Rabanne. And that's really just down to the house itself. Paco passed away, and since then they've been retooling everything to just be Rabanne. Let's go ahead and share a couple sprays here. Check out the atomizer at work. It's okay. And I guess while we're at it, we'll spray these out as well. So 2016 and also the 2018 couple sprays, or a few sprays. So I guess the biggest question on everybody's mind here is going to be, does Invictus Aqua 2024 smell more similar to 2016 or more similar to 2018, or not similar to either and it's completely its own thing? Now I've had this in for a few days now, and I have had my wife contrast and compare all three and a couple other friends as well, and there is a consensus, and I am fully 100% in agreement with that consensus. To me, it is very clearly more similar to one of these, and the fragrance that it is more similar to is this one. Now I know some people are gonna have different opinions here. Some people are going to say, no, this is the worst, or it's the best, or it's similar to this, or it's similar to that, or it's similar to neither. To me, again, off skin, these two are much, much, much closer than these two, and it is something that when you smell these side by side, they are quite similar. It's not one of those things where you go, actually I'm wearing them both right now, and go, oh, they're totally different. No, they're very obviously similar. Now, I would say the main difference between these two is gonna be right off the top. The original 2016 has more of a zingy yuzu note, and it has almost like a mintiness. Now, mint was not a note here in the original, but when you smell it, you could convince yourself that it does have a mint note kind of lingering in the background. And that's because it has, again, just this very zingy, vibrant opening. Citrusy, of course, with the yuzu, but it has like a green aspect to it as well. Not overwhelming, just a supporting note. And it smells really good. That's what got a lot of people into this. That opening just grabbed people's attention. And there is a little difference there. So I'm gonna refresh really quickly. Just a couple sprays. Yeah, I mean, that's the main difference. Is right off the top, first few minutes, you get a little more of that yuzu punch in the original 2016. That being said, everything else comes across pretty much the same. And as it settles, they are extremely similar. And so the way that I actually had some people contrast and compare these was I sprayed this one on here, this one on here, this one on here, and I just went around and said, okay, I got 3 different versions of the same fragrance. So here, smell this, smell this, smell that. You know, if you want to smell any of them again, it's kind of weird, but you know, it's what I do. And I said, do these 3 smell similar to you, the same to you, different to you? Like, how's it coming across? And they would go, and without fail, they would say, this one and this one smell the same, that one smells different. Now, depending on the person, which one they liked more was different. Some people actually prefer the smell of this. Some people would say, oh, I like those two. And I didn't have the bottles out or anything. This was after the fact, just going around like a freak, shoving my hand in people's faces. Now, the 2018 version, and I don't think anybody out there, if you spray these on side by side, all 3 of them, is going to confuse the 2018 version with the new one or the 2016. It is noticeably different. It has a ramped up violet. The citrus comes across differently off the top. Again, not as zingy, not as lively, as a touch more of a powdery aspect as it starts to dry down. It has more of a sweetness to it. Now, Invictus always has sweetness, right? Like Invictus fragrances, Rabanne fragrances in general, pretty sweet. But these come across fresher and not as overdosed on the sweetness, whereas the 2018 has that sweetness ramped up a noticeable amount over these. And if I were to rank it on like a personal ranking scale of which one I think is the best, I probably would still say the 2016 version, but there's such a minor difference. It's just that, you know, a few minutes in the opening as they start to settle. So barely this one, but realistically just tied. And then this one a little bit below those, but I would still take this over the original Invictus for what that's worth. And as I said, some people actually prefer this over these. So if you prefer to have that extra sweet kick, this may work better for you. But on the whole, I gotta say, this is actually really close to this. And for the price that the 2016 typically goes for, this is actually a really good buy. Assuming you don't just want to buy Legend Spirit or something like that. Now, of course, in the grand scheme of things, I'd like this to hit discounters and be more affordable, and then it would be an even better buy. But for those of you out there who really love this one, but they don't want to pay that huge, enormous, jacked up price, I would put this firmly on your radar. Because going side by side, back and forth, this is one of those times where if you start trying to pick out differences after the first few minutes, you are really splitting hairs and kind of trying to convince yourself like, no, it's definitely different. Because to me at least, when I go back and forth on these past the opening, maybe I can try to pick a little difference here, a little difference there, but it starts to feel like splitting hairs. They're as close as they can be, all things considered. You know, this coming out 8 years after this one. IFRA regulations being different today than they were in 2016, they got it about as close as they could possibly get it, I feel like. And I do feel that this is an improvement over the 2018, bringing it back more in line to this one. And in terms of performance, that doesn't suffer. Invictus Aqua 2024, no weaker than 2016, so no issues there. Performance for a fresh fragrance is solid, longevity is good. You know, it's the total package as far as bringing something back to life. They could have hit you with some garbage that, you know, doesn't really smell like this and underperforms and all this other stuff, but they didn't. So, you know, hats off to them. In terms of seasonality and everything, probably already know spring, summer, daytime, that's when this was made for. It's when this is made for. But with fragrances like this, that are just appealing, fresh, easygoing, you know, kind of a fresh and sweet type of scent profile, you can wear those whenever you want. Nobody is gonna smell this in winter and be like, what are you doing, man? That's fresh. Why would you wear that? It's not gonna happen. So wear it whenever you want. The biggest frustrating part about this is simply the travel retail exclusive thing, because they finally bring out Invictus Aqua as it should have been brought out in 2018, you know, just bring it back, man. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. So they finally bring it back, very slightly different, but still essentially the same thing. And they make it difficult to get. Why? Well, I guess I should split hairs for 1 second here right at the end. I will say the 2016 version gets the woody aspect coming in earlier than the new one. The new one has that marine kind of sweet accord linger for longer, whereas the 2016 version, you can get that underlying woodiness coming out a little bit quicker. Is it a massive difference? Not really, but I figured, you know, I've been blabbering on, let's split a couple hairs. But yeah, my overall impressions of Invictus Aqua 2024 are really positive. This brings back a fragrance that was heralded, that was hyped, that became stupid expensive, and now people can experience it again from the original manufacturer for a price that's not that goofy, and could potentially get better should they decide to actually really fully release it. So for me, this is a win, this is a positive thing, and I would take this over the 2018. That being said, let's go ahead and give away a 2018. In order to be entered in the giveaway, guys, you just have to be subscribed to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment below. If you don't comment, I'm not gonna be able to find it because I pick the winners with random comment pickers, so if you leave no comment, how can you be picked? All you have to do to be entered is let me know your favorite Paco Rabanne fragrance. Doesn't have to be an Invictus, it can be a 1 million, it can be an XS, doesn't matter. just let me know that, and I'll pick a winner with Random Comment Picker maybe a couple weeks from now. Post it up on the community tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up and I will ship it out to you. Again, I have opened the box because I was like, did I buy this? Yes, I did. I had to double check, but I have not sprayed it. So there we go. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Invictus Aqua 2024, a slight retweaking of 2016, but you know, I will take that. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.